Good morning, students. I am going to discuss with you the topic of states of matter from everyday science subject, which is a part of syllabus for IAS, PCS, and other state level exams. So let us start the topic now. First of all, as I have already told, this is the first topic of general and everyday science from syllabus for IAS, PCS, and other state level competition exams. For science background students, this topic is very basic and easy to understand. But for non science background students, I will try to make this topic easy to understand. So let us begin now and do not forget to subscribe our channel. First of all, I will be discussing about the definition of matter. Matter is defined as anything which occupies space, it has mass, and it offers resistance. So, this is known as matter. We can also perceive the matter with our senses, and matter is made up of small particles or atoms. The matter exists in universe in three states: solid, liquid, and gases. And now there is a fourth state of matter which is known as plasma. Now we will discuss about what are the different properties of matter. First property is the property of permanence or indestructibility. According to this property, the matter cannot be destroyed. However, it can be changed from one form to another. Second, matter has a density. It is the mass of a unit volume of a substance. Next is specific gravity. Specific gravity is defined as the ratio of density of a given substance to density of water. As it is a ratio, it has no units. Next property is luster. It means there is a shyness on the surface of substances. Next property of the matter is hardness. Hardness is defined as the ability of a substance to resist scratching. Mohs scale is used for measuring the hardness of any substance. We should remember that on the Mohs scale, diamond has a value of 10 and talc has a value of 1. Then matter may be having some characteristic odor or smell. The smell may be either pleasant or pungent, etc. Then matter has some color. Next, two important properties of the matter are malleability and ductility. Malleability is a property of matter by which a substance can be converted into thin sheet by compressing forces. And ductility is a property of matter by which a substance can be converted into a thin wire. It can be stretched into thin wires. Now, as I have already discussed, there are three states of matter: solids, liquids, and gases. In the solids, the particles or atoms they are packed tightly with each other. So solids they have definite shape and volume. In liquids, the particles are slightly away from each other. So they do not have definite shape, but they have definite volume. The liquids acquire the shape of the container in which they are put. Gases, there is no definite shape or volume, and gases the particles or atoms are sparsely or far away from each other. There is a fourth state of matter which is known as plasma. In plasma, the atoms are split and electrically charged particles are disengaged. First, I will be discussing about solids. Solids they have high density and low compressibility. Atoms in the solids they are tightly held against each other. There are very strong forces of cohesion between particles in the solids. Solids, they have definite shape and volume. Now there are two types of solids, true solids and pseudo solids. True solids, they have shape which they hold against mild destructive forces. But pseudo solids, they tend to distort by bending and compressing forces. Two examples of pseudo solids are pitch and glass. Then solids can also be classified into crystalline solids and amorphous solids. In crystalline solids, the particles are arranged in the form of crystal lattices, and in amorphous solids, the particles are randomly arranged. Next is liquids. In liquids, there is a less force of contraction between the particles. They have fixed volume, but there is no definite shape in liquids. They have property of diffusion, vaporization, and vapor pressure of the water at 100 degrees Celsius is 760 millimeter of mercury, which is known as atmospheric pressure. Then there is another very important point, that as the air pressure decreases, boiling point decreases. So with higher elevation or at higher altitude, liquids have low boiling point. Then gases. Gases are compressible. There is no definite shape and volume of the gases. Then the gases, they expand on heating. The molecules in the gases are far away from each other. The particles in the gases, they are constant motion because of the kinetic energy of the particles. The gases follow three gas laws based upon pressure, temperature, and volume. These three laws include Boyle's law, Charles' law, and Dalton's law. Ideal gas follows all these three laws perfectly. But what is an ideal gas? Ideal gas is an hypothetical gas in which the molecules occupy negligible space and there are negligible forces between them. All collisions between different particles are elastic in nature. Then ideal gas follows gas laws perfectly. In reality, there is no ideal gas. Now we come on to the gas laws. First is Boyle's law. If temperature remains constant, pressure is inversely proportional to the volume. Or in other words, PV is equal to constant. So in this graph, the vertical axis represents the pressure and the horizontal axis represents the volume. So as the volume increases, pressure decreases, or if the pressure increases, volume decreases. This is Boyle's law. Second is Charles' law, which is also known as Gay-Lussac law. According to this law, if pressure remains constant, volume is directly proportional to temperature. So if we see this graph, along the y-axis there is a volume and along the x-axis there is a temperature. If we increase the temperature, volume increases. There is another important point which is known as absolute zero. It means with fall in temperature, rate of movement of the molecules decreases gradually and it stops at minus 273.16 degrees Celsius, which is known as absolute zero. Next law is Dalton's law. According to Dalton's law, the particles in a gas behave independent of each other in the absence of attractive forces. Then we should remember this number, which is known as Avogadro's number. According to Avogadro's hypothesis, equal volume the gases contain equal number of molecules. This Avogadro number is 6.023 multiplied by 10 raised to power 23. The last part of this chapter is change of state of solids, liquids and gases. Solids can be converted into liquids by the process of melting. Liquids can be converted into solids by the process of freezing. Liquids can be converted into gases by evaporation. Gases can be converted into liquids by a process of condensation. And there is another process which is known as sublimation, by which solids can directly be converted into gases and vice versa. Thank you very much. If you like our lecture, do not forget to subscribe us. Thank you very much.